Job application and interview. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to understand the interviewing process, prepare for a job interview, interview for success, and follow up after an interview. Learning outcome 1. Understanding the interviewing process. The employer's objective is to find the right person that matches the job, and your objective is to find the right job that meets your goals and capabilities. What is a job interview? It is a meeting between you and the prospective employer to assess your suitability for a particular job. Applicants often face a sequence of interviews, each with a different purpose. The screening stage is where employers filter out unqualified candidates. Time is limited in screening interviews, so keep your answers short while providing a few key points that differentiate you from other candidates. Selection stage helps the organization identify the top candidates from all those who qualify. During these interviews, show keen interest in the job, relate your skills and experience to the organization's needs, listen attentively and ask insightful questions. The final stage are often conducted to sell you on the advantages of joining the organization. The common types of interview. Organizations use various types of interviews to discover as much as possible about applicants. The most common are structured versus unstructured interviews, panel and group interviews, behavioral, situational, working, and stress interviews. A structured interview is where the interviewers will ask you questions based on a set of questions. The answers received from the various candidates will be compared. In an open-ended or unstructured interview, the interviewer will ask questions based on your responses and questions. A panel interview is where you will be asked questions by more than one interviewer, while in a group interview, you and several other candidates will be interviewed together by the interviewer. In a behavioral interview, you are asked to describe past behavior and how you have handled it. A situational interview focuses on how you would handle various challenging situations on the job. A working interview requires you to perform work-related tasks, while stress interview puts you in a stress situation to assess your capability of handling stress and pressure. Interviewers may use various media to interview. Telephone interview is an in-person interview. Have a positive, alert tone of voice to create a good impression. The advantage of having an email or IM interviews is that you are able to review and edit each response before you send your message. Do respond professionally to the questions and ask questions that demonstrate your knowledge of the company and the position. Nowadays, most employers use video technology for both live and recorded interviews. Prepare for a video interview as you would for an in-person interview. During any video interview, remember to sit up straight and focus on the camera. Online interviews can range from simple structured questionnaires and tests to sophisticated job simulations that closely mimic actual job situations and skills. There are two vital information that the employer may look for in you. Your suitability for a specific job is judged based on such factors as academic preparation, work experience, and job-related personality traits. And the second one is organization fit, that is, whether your background, attitude, and personal style will be appropriate not only for the job position but also for the organization. Many companies rely on pre-employment testing to learn whether applicants are suited to the job and whether they will be worth the expense of hiring and training. Integrity test is a specific type of personality test designed to assess an applicant's tendency to be honest, trustworthy, and dependable. Personality tests assess either general character or suitability for the demands of a specific profession. Such tests may assess your overall intellectual ability, attitudes toward work, and managerial potential, as well as dependability, commitment, honesty, and motivation. Cognitive tests measure a variety of attributes involved in acquiring, processing, analyzing, using, and remembering information. Language proficiency tests will assess your reading and writing proficiency. Job knowledge and job skill tests are designed to assess competency or specific abilities needed to perform a job. Substance tests. Many employers require applicants to be tested for drug use. Companies with mandatory testing have found real advantages, including lower accident rates, fewer disability claims, and decreased violence and absenteeism. Background checks. Employers may conduct a background check to verify the credentials on your resume or to learn if you have a criminal record. Learning outcome 2. Preparing for a job interview. What are the 6 tasks you need to do to prepare for a successful job interview? Let us find out. The first task is learning about the organization. Understanding of the company's operations, its market, and its strategic and tactical challenges. The second one is thinking ahead about questions for employer and by employer. Some examples of employers' questions are: tell me about yourself. What is your biggest weaknesses? Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? And so on. Ask insightful questions that enable you to demonstrate your understanding of the organization. Bring the discussion into areas that allow you to present your qualifications to the best advantage. Third, boosting your confidence. Remind yourself that you have value to offer the employer, and employer already thinks highly enough of you to invite you to an interview. Polishing your interview style. For example, your competence and confidence poise, good manners, good judgment, nonverbal behavior, and your speaking voice. Fifth, presenting a professional image. Your neat hairstyle, business suit, or smart-looking business casual, and limited jewelry. Last but not least, arriving early. Do not arrive late for an interview, as this will show that you have a problem in time management. Every interview proceeds through 3 stages: the warm-up, the question and answer, and the close. The warm-up stage is the most important of the 3 stages, as the first 20 seconds of contact is important. Good first impression is therefore crucial. Your body language, like posture and eye contact, are important during this stage. Be polite and professional. The question and answer stage takes the longest duration of the interview. Listen to the interviewers and observe their facial expressions, gestures, and postures. Make a favorable impression, customize your answers, and occasionally ask questions to show your interest. Be aware on how your answers are received by the interviewers through their body language. Potential discriminatory questions, such as those related to race, color, gender, age, or disability, may be asked. How you answer the question depends on how badly you need the job and how you feel about revealing the information. The close stage is where you can find the final opportunity to emphasize your value to the organization and to correct any misunderstandings the interviewer might have. Thank the interviewer for the opportunity of the interview. If you receive the job offer, you might want to discuss the salary, but let the interviewer bring this up. You may negotiate the salary based on the market demand, the overall strength of the job market, or compensation policies of the company. Interview notes. Keep a notebook with information about your interviews with various companies. These notes will help you choose which company is the right fit for you from the job offers received. Staying in contact with a prospective employer after an interview shows that you really want the job and are determined to get it. Doing so also gives you another chance to demonstrate your communication skills and sense of business etiquette. Following up brings your name to the interviewer's attention once again and reminds him or her that you are actively looking and waiting for the decision. Follow-up messages that you need to write after an interview. Send a follow-up message to thank the interviewers, highlight your interest and your excellent fit for the job, and add information that you have not mentioned during the interview. Make an inquiry if you are not advised of the interviewer's decision by the promised date. Request for time extension if you receive a job offer while other interviews are still pending. Send a letter of acceptance within 5 days. When writing a letter declining a job offer, state the reasons for refusing the offer and close on a pleasant note expressing gratitude. And last but not least, if you get a job offer while employed, you need to write a letter of resignation. Make the letter sound positive and state your last day on the job by giving the required notice. We have come to the conclusion of our lesson. To summarize, we have learned how the interviewing process is done, how to prepare for a job interview, how to interview for success, and how to follow up after an interview. Thank you for watching this video.